up? You're the most electrifying man on YouTube entertainment. It is Friday. Duhop is back with another 3 Reasons Rant. That's right, it's Friday. Check your watches. It's time to bitch about something else that Duhop doesn't like. Last week, I went off the rails about Christmas decorations. And well, I couldn't have been that far off the rails. All the comments, all the tweets, you guys were like 100% in Duhop's corner about how much I hated Christmas decorations. And I appreciate that. It don't mean I don't like Christmas. I just don't like decorating for it. But if you missed it, bam, check it out. Not right now, go back at the end after what I'm about to get to moving on. But what we're about to get to moving on is WWE 205 Live. Now I know what you're saying. You're like, wait a minute, Duhop. Pop the brakes, woo, woo, woo. What do you got against 205 Live, man? What do you got against all that awesome talent putting out all those great matches on 205 Live? And well, if you'll give me just a second, I will tell you the 3 reasons why I'm not into 205 Live. But before I get to that, remember, it has absolutely nothing to do with the talent of 205 Live. All of those athletes, all of those wrestlers are absolutely awesome at what they do. So, with that being said, what are you going to bitch about, Duhop? I'll show you right now. So starting off, number 1, why Duhop ain't watching 205 Live is pretty simple, pretty standard. I swear to Jesus, I just don't have the time to invest in it. I mean, let's get real. Let's talk about all the wrestling that's out there that you can watch from Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, NXT, 205 Live, Lucha Underground, NJPW, Impact, Ring of Honor, and all of the other indie promotions that you may catch live at an event or streaming on the internet like Heel Face Wrestling does. Now, there's so much to watch. And frankly, I kind of feel like I have to divvy up the time that I do have to watch what I like the most. And unfortunately, 205 Live falls at the end of that trail. That's right, you got Raw, SmackDown, Lucha Underground, unfortunately on break right now, but I'll watch reruns on Netflix. You know, NJPW from Japan is amazing. I simply do not have the time to invest in another hour of wrestling on a weekly basis. If I had the time, would I? Absolutely. For all you guys out there, you might be like, Duhop, you are crazy. I love watching 205 Live, and I'm glad that you do. But for Duhop, my life's different than you guys. I don't have the time to invest in it. So that's why, number 1 reason I ain't watching 205 Live. Number 2 reason on why I ain't watching 205 Live dives a little bit deeper into the organization itself. When I tell you, there's no heat whatsoever. Every time I do watch the 205 Live segments on Monday Night Raw, they don't get me excited. They don't get me moving. And, you know, I feel like WWE knows that. And they're like, you know what, these 205 Live athletes, as great as they are, they put on these great matches. But there's no oomph. There's no push. There's no something that makes want to Duhop to tune in to watch the storylines. And like I said, I feel like the WWE knows that. So they started taking athletes from the main roster and shoving them into 205 Live, Enzo Amore and the new addition of Kalisto, to try to get us to watch and be emotionally invested in the 205 Live segments and the 205 Live program itself. But unfortunately for Duhop, that's not working much either. There's just no heat. There's nothing drawing me in really with that interest where I'm like, you know what? I need to tune into 205 Live to see what's going down. I need to find out what's happening. And none of that is going down for Duhop right now. I don't know how you guys are feeling about it, but I don't feel the love. I don't feel the emotional connection to 205 Live, which is kind of pushing Duhop out the door, kind of pushing 205 Live to the end of that list that I mentioned earlier. The last reason that Duhop is bitching about 205 Live, I think, is the absolutely most important reason. That's right, number 1 reason. I might be listing it as number 3, but it is the number 1 reason of why I am not watching 205 Live. It is because I feel like the WWE has placed this glass ceiling over all of these amazing athletes on that roster. And what I'm talking about, if you guys don't exactly understand, is the glass ceiling means that, you know, you're on this rise, you're coming up, you're an awesome superstar, and then wait, I can't go any further. There's nowhere else to go. There's a ceiling. You can see everything else above you, but you can't shatter that ceiling and move on. So what I'm essentially talking about here is it's kind of like the WWE kiss of death is 205 Live. Neville, Austin Aries, both athletes from the main roster shoved into 205 Live, and they both quit. Okay? Now, where do these other athletes go? Do you have to gain weight and be 206 to be considered a main roster guy? So you know what? I want out of 205 Live. I'm now 210. Put me on Raw or SmackDown. Because otherwise, you're trapped at 205 Live. Okay? There's nowhere to go. Who's going to shatter that glass ceiling? Who's going to make it beyond 205 Live and have a career that pushes themselves to that main star roster, to that main eventer at WrestleMania? So far, we've only had guys go backwards. Enzo, Neville, Austin Aries, Kalisto. Well, not backwards, but into 205 Live, where they were already in the main roster. But now these guys, you know, Rich Swann, Drew Gulak, Tony Nese, and Cedric Alexander, all these amazing Austin talented wrestlers, there's just nowhere to go. You can win the Cruiserweight Championship, but where do you go from there? I don't know. Maybe WWE has a plan that I don't see right now, but who's going to shatter that ceiling? Right now, I feel like the only guy that's got a chance is Drew Gulak with this Right to Censor reboot. That's right, he's pulling the old Stevie Richards. That's how Duhop feels about it. But like I said, there's nowhere to go for these athletes. It's the kiss of death in WWE. And if you can't make it on 205 Live, they're not going to put you in the main roster. They're not going to put you at the main event of WrestleMania. And then where's your career? Pretty upsetting. I'm like I said, I'm awful upset about it. I want these guys to have a great long career. They're awesome, talented athletes. But where do you go from there? Well, I'm not sure if you agree with your old pal Duhop or not about 205 Live. And well, I'm not sitting here purposely trying to trash the program, but those are the issues I find with it. And well, you might agree with me and you might disagree with me, but you're gonna have to leave those comments in order for Duhop to know about it. I ain't gonna know unless you leave it down below. So leave your comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking about 205 Live. You know, tell Duhop that I'm insane and I'm crazy and that, you know, I should be watching and everything I just said was wrong. If you feel that way, let me read it. Otherwise, let me know if you agree and why you agree. But put it down below so I know, man. Leave those comments. And as for now, frankly, I'm out of time. See my watch right there? It says I got to get to moving. So like the video. Leave those comments. Let me know what you think about 205 Live. And if you haven't done it already, subscribe for some more fucking Duhop, man. Eat it. Yeah! All right, hold on a second. Duhop was just out in the Duhop workshop, and well, I got something to say, something to add to my glass ceiling point about 205 Live. As I was out there in the Duhop workshop, I saw the TJ Perkins action figure, the one that came with the Cruiserweight Championship, and I said to myself, TJ Perkins. Now, there's somebody that when 205 Live debuted on the WWE Network was the champion. And he was really impressive. He was awesome. He's the champ. They got TJ Perkins, merch and everything. And, well, he loses the belt. And he wrestles some matches here and there. And is he on 205 Live regularly? Maybe. Kind of. But he's completely irrelevant. He didn't, you know, make a big splash in 205 Live and then move on to the main roster. He's trapped in 205 Live with nowhere to go. He ain't the champ and he's not relevant right now. Unfortunate because he's super talented. Have I made my point yet to you guys? Broski, welcome home, dude. You missed the entire video. I know, you have every right to be upset. But now here's your opportunity to tell everybody what you don't like about 205 Live. Go ahead, tell them. Say why you don't like 205 Live. Well, I can't cuddle you. Look, I've got Ackham. Who do you got? Here you go. Are you going to tell everybody why you don't like 205 Live? Or are you just going to be sad at the camera? Oof, oof, oof. All right. Well, I've given you your opportunity to tell everybody about your 205 Live grievances. That's it. We're out.